3 ways to grow as a music producer or as an artist. Working as a music producer or artist in general is definitely difficult, and in the beginning you might not even see any progress. You might feel stuck, you might feel disappointed, you might not feel motivated. So you definitely need a lot of encouragement, a lot of motivation, seeing other people's work and getting inspiration from that till you have your own ideas or your own style of making things. It's just a learning process in the beginning. So the 3 ways by which I personally have improved in music production is something that I want to share with all of y'all. And when I go through all these 3 things, I will also give you some of my own examples and examples from my friends and the people whom I see around as well. All these 3 things have tremendously helped me to grow as a music producer and to improve my skill as well. So be sure to check the entire video and stay up till the last point, because that is very important as well. So without any delay, let's get started. Number 1, and bear with me, definitely when I start with this number 1 point, a lot of you might not even agree with me, or you might not even believe this as one of the points. But the number 1 way by which I personally grew as a music producer is by posting. What do I mean by posting? So I'm not telling you to do videos like me, or I'm not telling you to teach people or do this, do that. No. Now let us narrow everything down to just working as a music producer. I started making music about 2 years back, okay? So it was from lockdown, and for the first 2 years or first 1.5 years, I was only, randomly making music in Ableton, and I was just, keeping it for myself, or maximum I was showing it to 2-3 of my friends or my family, okay? And that's it. No one knew I was making music. I never even told anybody that, I was interested to become as a music producer. I wanted to learn to use the DAW. I wanted to learn mixing and mastering. No one knew that, okay? I was just having that desire and I just kept it to myself. I was making music and again kept that to myself as well. But what is the, drawback of that? No one will be able to listen to your music. As a music producer, if you want to grow and if people want to approach you for work, they first need to know what you sound like. They first have to listen to your music, understand your workflow, understand how you work for other people and things like that. But if you don't even let people know that, then how will you get work? How will you be known for your work? How will people listen to your music? So you don't have to make big videos. You don't have to explain stuff. You don't have to even come in the video if you don't want to, but just post your music, okay? If you like composing, just compose as much as you want. Keep posting it on a regular basis, and you can pick any social media for that matter. You can pick YouTube, you can pick Instagram, you can pick any social media that you like. There is so many other places where you can keep posting regularly, okay? But just choose one of the social media that you would prefer and start posting there, okay? So for example, if you are someone who creates lo-fi melodies, make a lo-fi beat and then can probably make a cover using Canva, a simple cover. You don't even have to sit on hours for that cover also, okay? You can just make a cover, post it saying this is a lo-fi beat that you created. You can probably name it, and then you can put a bunch of hashtags or different ways by which you can promote that music, and done. You can move on to the next one, okay? I literally made connections and literally made a lot of work, and I got to know a ton of people only through social media, okay? Have it not been social media, I would have not known a lot of people, okay? There are so many people in the industry that I know only through Instagram and only through YouTube, okay? And I'm so fortunate for all of those connections that I just made, and I'm learning so much more from them, okay, than when I alone sit and make music. It's almost like when you are a guitarist and you keep playing alone, you definitely learn. But when you start jamming with other people who play instruments, that's when you learn so much more, and your learning curve just exponentially increases. Same thing applies for music producers as well. You compose music, you mix and master your beats and everything, you definitely grow obviously. But when you meet another person who does the same thing, you talk to them about how you make beats or how you mix and things like that, definitely your learning curve will increase exponentially, okay? Social media is the most amazing free platform for you to get those connections, okay? So never take that for granted, and never think that is just a cliche thing that people do. Just don't take that for granted. Find your own way of presenting it, okay? My number 2 way, okay? Now this is connecting with other artists and other people in the industry. So this just, comes aligned with my first point also. So naturally, when you keep exposing your music to people, through media, social media, you will definitely meet a lot of people in that same liking, okay? For example, you post a lo-fi beat. Someone who also does lo-fi beats will definitely comment on your post or will definitely give you a DM, okay? Maybe he'll say, hey, your beat sounds nice. I also make similar beats, and he might send his, profile or something. And then you can have a conversation from there, ask him how he does it, what he's doing, and build a conversation. Talk to him about his methods of mixing or composing, and you can talk about yours. And in that way, you can build a lot of connection, you can build a lot of knowledge as well, okay? You can also, build connections by, commenting on other people. So when I say connecting with people, I'm also involving people who are not music producers, okay? Like for example, it can be singers, people who play instruments, it can be programmers, it can be arrangers, composers who, conduct music, whomever you have contact with. Just try to break that inferiority complex if you have any, like, oh, I'm not that good of a music producer, or I don't make that music. No, you just don't think that. Anybody who starts out, okay, in music or in any field for that matter is a beginner, okay? And don't feel ashamed for that. You are willing to learn, and that is, you are unique among a lot of other people who are, literally lazy to not even learn, okay? So be proud of that fact for the, first step. And then talk to people about your interests. Tell them like what you want to do, what your desires are, what your goals are, what your likings are with respect to music, what genre you like, what genre you don't like, everything about music, okay? Talk to people who are also involved in the music industry. So it can be someone who plays at church, or it can be someone who just plays it for a hobby, or it can maybe be somebody who actually plays for films or does background scores. If you have a contact, that's well and good, go talk to them. All those connections in the end will be so much important for you, and you won't even know you've learned so much. Only when you look back, you learn that you've actually got a lot of knowledge and learned a lot through those connections. My life also, I've learned a lot through my church, okay? So people are incredibly talented music wise, in my church, okay? I honestly, like I said, I never talked to anybody, or I never told anyone that I'm making music to start with, okay? It was after such a long time that I even gained the courage to even tell people that, I like to make music and I wanna take this as a profession and things like that. But only when I started talking about that to people, only then I, got a lot of knowledge from people who do that, okay? That's where I started. My music journey started in church, and then slowly it also, spreaded across a lot of other places as well. So like I said, through Instagram and through YouTube, I met a lot of people, who are studio owners, who are composers, who make music for films, for ads, a lot of people who are, session guitarists, session instrumentalists, things like that. And then people who perform in a lot of gigs, like, if there's a gig in a mall. I just found a lot of people, got their contacts and started talking to them, okay? And that's when I also got a lot of help, a lot of knowledge as well. And that is something that I can never get, if I just did that on my own. That learning will be there definitely, but it might take a very long time to even learn one simple step if I had not met all these people. So making connections with people and, learning from them, talking to them about music is something that is very treasured relationship. So make sure to not, ignore that. Come out of your comfort zone and talk to them about music. Talk to them about what you like, and that definitely will help you in the long run. My number 3 way of improving as a music producer, and this is basically applicable for any type of profession, okay, and that is practicing a hell lot of times, okay? As a music producer, it is not, necessary that you need to know to play an instrument, okay, but it'll help you, okay? That is a bottom line, okay? It will definitely help you, but it's not necessary, okay? It is not too late if you want to learn the fundamentals of an instrument as well, because anyways it's going to help. So what I am doing right now is I am practicing the piano every single day. So there's an app called Melodics that I use. So it basically, has a systematic way of helping you to practice, and they have a lot of exercises, a lot of ways to teach you the fundamentals in music, and a lot of activities as well. And they give you a lot of fun ways to motivate you as well, okay? I'm literally trying to, regularly do it. I'm not the greatest pianist, but I do know the fundamentals, and that is really helping me while composing composing and all, okay? So if you want to play an instrument, especially if you want to, learn to play the piano, because anyways you'll be using a MIDI for composing stuff, right? So majority of the times a MIDI will be a piano, okay? It'll be a keyboard, right? So if you want to learn to play the keyboard, or if you just want to know the fundamentals or anything, there are a lot of free resources on YouTube, okay? So just search fundamentals of playing the keyboard or things like that, music theory fundamentals, something like that, and you can learn that every single day. Practice it every single day, okay? Don't leave a day, okay? Don't take a day for granted, and don't think, okay, since today I practiced for 2 hours, I don't have to do it for the next 2 days. No, practicing every single day is much more important than just piling it up on one day and resting on the rest of the other days. Practice every single day. And another thing that has really helped me a lot when it comes to practicing is doing 8-bar loops every single day. What I do is I just time myself for half an hour and I make an 8-bar loop. It can basically be in any genre. I'm not restricting myself to anything. So you can do lo-fi one day, you can do hip-hop another day, you can do EDM one day, you can do pop one day. Just choose a genre. Basically when you do it for a week, and then maybe when you're free or something, you listen to all the 8-bar loops that you made. You'll know the pattern by which you're making music. It can either be very repetitive. All the 8 days, the 8-bar loops might be repetitive. Then you might realize, okay, my music is nice, but it's a bit repetitive. So you need to change your style a bit. Maybe you can change the bass line a bit, or you can add a little bit of ear candy here and there to, grab the listener's attention or things like that. Doing that every single day will give you a lot of analytics on how you perform as a producer or as a composer, okay? This is another practice that I do. There is, of course, days where I miss it as well, and I'm not perfect also, but practicing every single day for you and me, okay, it will be extremely helpful for your music journey. When it comes to practicing, when you see tutorials, okay, for example, you want to mix a song, okay, and you're watching a tutorial on how to mix a song. If you just see that and then you have it all on your head, okay, now when you sit and do a song, that won't be that effective than when you see a tutorial and parallelly try it out, okay? Now, for example, they have a bass line in their tutorial video, okay? They have a bass line and then they have a drums and they have a bass line. Now they're adding a compressor and they're teaching you how to sidechain it, okay? Just by looking at it, sidechaining, you will probably understand the logic behind sidechaining, but you might not understand how to actually apply it, okay? You will really understand it when you apply it, okay? So when you're watching a video, practice the same thing parallelly. They're adding a bass line and doing something. You try to take a bass line loop from whatever DAW you're using and try to apply the same plugin and do it. And check the sound, okay? Check how it's differing when you do that. So that is how you learn. And when you learn, like I said, this everyday practice will tremendously help you a lot. Consistently practice, okay? That is very important. And all these 3 ways that I just told you are not just ways that I'm just, throwing it so that, I can make another video. These 3 ways have tremendously helped me. They're helping me a lot, okay? And all these things, when you put together and when you really work hard, one day when you look back, you will see the result. That's it for today's video. If you found this useful, please comment below. If you have any other suggestions or if you have any other ideas on how to grow as a music producer, do comment below so that we can all grow as a community together and we can learn from each other. So thank you so much for watching. Keep making music and I'll see you guys in another video.